There's a big redfish for the new year. Hey, welcome back, regular viewers. We have an exciting episode this week. We are going to build a lure that I saw another YouTuber build, Dexter's Lure Lab. And let me show you the video right here of this lure that he built. So as you can see, he's put a joint in it right there. And what he's used is the screen mesh, like on a screen window. And then he does a nice little pull test here, letting it sink down. And here comes the magic. Right there. Look at that swim action. That is a thing of beauty. Great job, man. So as you saw, it looks like he took a larger finesse fish, kind of like this mold right here, this mold master, and he put a joint in it with some window screen repair stuff, whatever you call that. Anyway, so he was able to put a joint in the middle there, and he told me he used a 5/0 hook. And by the way, I did ask him if I could make a video about the lure that he made, because I wanted to try and make one myself a little bit bigger. So we do have his permission for that. But anyway, yeah, he had put a joint right about here and used a 5/0 weighted hook, and was able to get that thing to do just a wonderful, that was my wonderful swimmy motion right there. So I used this as my prototype for my mold. This was from the Fun with 3D printed molds. Link in the description below for that. I made plaster mold masters of it to try and make a plaster version of it. And this was kind of neat. The reason this one looks funky is this was plaster that I soaked in polyurethane to really harden it. So this was my first attempt right here. To put a joint in it, and it kind of came out cattywampus. As you can see, it didn't quite come out so straight. And I made the mold of that, and I made this top port tail for it here. You know, finesse fish, the tail is always this direction, and it drives me crazy because that's not how a fish's tail looks. A fish's tail, you know, that would be like a whale or a porpoise or something, right? But so I made this tail for it. And I poured that mold, and I got this dude right here, and it didn't swim. You can see the joint in it right there. You can see the screen door joint kind of came through on the mold right there. It looks better on this side. Just pop some eyes on it just to show you what it would look like. I tried to cut the tail down, thinking maybe it was just too much mass, make it more look like a finesse fish tail. Still didn't work. So it was back to the drawing board. So, and I made a whole new bait out of it. And I numbered it because I'm an idiot and I need to remember what order it goes in apparently at a glance. So that's our 4 segments, 3 parts of the body and the tail. Much less significant tail as you see right here. Stay. Thank you. And now we'll move it. Much less significant tail. I even put a hook slot on there, and I made the hook slot for the final mold out of metal. This piece here sits in the mold. This is an old Sawzall blade that I used. I made this little template out of just a piece of cardboard I had laying about to make our insert for it. And then I made this guy right here. And this is our first attempt. And I immediately knew this wasn't going to work because I saw how I screwed up. I put a whole piece of screen, that screen material in that bait. And that made it way too rigid, right? So I should have used 3 sections of it, and that would have made that a more flexible floppy joint. So because I didn't like how that felt, I made another one right here. This one is out of a piece of bed sheet that I cut rags out of. And this was plenty floppy doppy right here. So we did have some problems, I think, because of the symmetry and whatnot. But I'll show you the swim test right now. All right, swim test number 1 in the Tiny Home Aqualab. All right, so as you can see, I did get some swimming action out of it. Not as impressive as Dexter, because he is a maniac lure maker for sure. But I think we're on the right track. I think this one will win right here. We will be able to get this one swimming the right way. So let's go pour a mold right now and show you that process. All right, so again, we're using this jig, just more of a length, and we don't want to go wider than this. So we're going to cut this guy out like such as, and then I assume let's use this guy here because that's a finished product already. So what I'm just going to try to do is just cut off a little segment of this. That's going to sit in the mold. Okay, like that. We're going to put that in the mold like so, and then our joint should be a little floppier. I hope. We'll see. All right, so now let's prepare this mold. Prepare this mold. I did put polyurethane on it. I ran out of time, which is what this whole project is lacking, is more time, which is why we had to do our indoor Aqualab swim test, because it's dark out now and I can't get to the lake in time for to film. Isn't winter fun? All right. So we will put in our hook slot insert right there, made out of metal, so that it doesn't interrupt any of the processes here. The lure slips right out of it every time. It's a great way to do it. And put in our joints right there. Now we will put this together like so. Can you see those joints sitting in there? This one, of course, isn't perfectly straight, but the plastic will hold to it, and that's all that matters there. Fortunately, our hook slot fell down. All right, now I just got to get my clamps. Okay, let's pour this guy. I guess we're going to heat that up a little more. So this probably isn't perfect, but we've got 3 colors in the front, 3 colors in the second section, and these are just going to be blue and silver. They're just really small sections, so I got to really work on my multi-cavity or layered pouring, I guess, for this. So let me show you. We'll come back when this is all gelled and cooled and together, hopefully. Okay, regular viewers, our mold has cooled. Look at that. We already had some mold tragedy, a nice crack in it. That's a great start. But this is for all the marbles here. Let's see what we got. Can't cooperate today, can you, mold, huh? Just trying to open it nice for the regular viewers. There you go. Again. Professionalism. Why start now? Okay, but there's our final lure. It needs a little bit of trimming and whatnot, but we got our nice triple layer, or triple color there, at least on the first 2 segments that are big enough to notice. Our hook slot, which I said comes right out. There we go. Came right out. So I'm going to trim this up a little bit, make it look a little nicer for you. But, and that is much floppier than this guy. Can you see the, I don't know if the camera's picking up the level of floppiness, but there you go. See how the tail's hanging more than this tail? More floppage. So I think once we get this guy trimmed up and done properly, I think we'll get this one to swim. But I like how those colors came out. Nice vivid colors on it. And I think we're off to a great start here. Okay, regular viewers, so we cleaned it up and I put my eyes on it because the eyes have it. And I think we are going to be able to catch some fish on this one. This mold got a nice hook slot in it here, right? Good, that came out perfect. We've got our floppiness, we've got our joints, we've got our eyes, and we got our color. So I think this one is going to work. I think it just needs a little more tuning and attention and more time on the water. So, but thank you very much to our inspiration, Dexter's Lure Lab today. And we have a special message for him.
Dexter's Lure Lab is a maniac!
So thank you again. I really appreciate you letting us, for the inspiration and then for the permission to let me make this. I'm going to continue to work on it and try to make it even better for you. And I will show you when I get it going better and catch some fish on it. So thank you for tuning in this week. We thank you guys for all the inspiration and all the views and the likes, comments, subscribes, all that business. We really appreciate that. I think we're having fun doing this. You guys still having fun?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
I made a lure.
Yeah, and you made a great lure there. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them below right here. And as always, if we'd love to see your fish that you're catching, your personal best, your first, your whatever, you can email us here at, what is it?
regularguylures@gmail.com.
All right.
Gmail.com.
What is it? One more time?
regularguylures@gmail.com.
Great. All righty. So, and thank you so much. And you stay regular. Hey, what are you kids doing?